A warm welcome to our brand new season of Breeding to Win, proudly brought to you by a new prime sponsor, GG Gaming, and we look forward to chatting to Gary Lenton about GG Gaming over the next couple of weeks. Well, it's great to be back with you here on Breeding to Win, especially after witnessing some superb and exciting racing over the last couple of weeks. Here on the Highveld, and of course now in KwaZulu-Natal, where their feature race season is in full swing. We look forward to some exciting more racing coming through from KZN this season. Now it's time to take a look at what's on tonight's show. We feature a new stallion for the Western Cape in the form of Talk of the Town, who's currently standing at Winterbach Stud. Fee catches up with Pippa Mickelbray in regards to Aventure and their resident stallions, and we give you a Captain of All updated stallion promo. The exceptionally good-looking Talk of the Town will be the first progeny of VAR to stand at stud in South Africa. This well-bred individual is at Winterbach Stud, where he's being prepped for his first breeding season. The Breeding to Win team took some time out to visit Talk of the Town.
It's a beautiful sunny winter's morning here at Winterbach Stud, and it's lovely to have a new stallion in town, Talk of the Town, and he certainly was the talk of the town throughout his racing career, and Hendrik is going to tell us a little bit more about him since he's arrived here at Winterbach. Hendrik, morning.
Morning, how are you?
I'm very well, thanks, and you?
Good.
The horse is looking absolutely magnificent, Talk of the Town. He's walking behind us. He's really settled in well, hasn't he?
He's settled in really well from Joburg. He's picked up nice weight, and his injury is also looking very good. We're very excited about him, Fee.
And of course he's owned by Aventure and the Truter family, and he's going to be standing here, which is quite convenient, quite close to Aventure, and you sort of share the same vets and the same help. Definitely.
Pippa and us work very well together. We just want to say thank you to Mr. Truter and the Tabero family. We're very excited, and yes, we've got a boarding facility, so mares that wants to come out and visit him, they're more than welcome, and yeah, we work together very nicely.
Very exciting times for you. He's an absolutely beautiful horse with a magnificent action.
Yeah, we just gasped at him now when he was trotting in the paddock. You could see he's an athlete, and his attitude is very, very good. I think he can throw you, with that frame, he should throw you a very nice foal. We're very excited about him.
Yeah, I think so, and beautifully bred as well.
Yeah, he's out of VAR. VAR has proven himself over and over, and out of a street cry mare. That's a very exciting pedigree, and there's some stallions in his pedigree going forward. So he's got all the credentials that can make him something.
Yeah, and of course his racing career was very short but very sweet. He was going places. He was the talk of the town. It's a pity it came to an end, but I think he certainly got the ability.
No, he definitely has the ability. If we watch his previous races, he won with good authority. I think he should have gone on a lot more, but yeah, unfortunately he was dealt with that injury.
Well, he certainly landed up in the right place, because this is a beautiful farm you've got here, and you've got all the right facilities, and you're doing very well.
Yeah, no, it's tough times, but we keeping positive, and we want to make a success, and I think Talk of the Town will help us with that. And yeah, I just want to say thank you again to the partners involved. It's a great opportunity for us.
Well, Talk of the Town is certainly the talking horse, and we've had a chat with Hendrik about him coming to stand here at Winterbach, and we've seen him this morning and he looks absolutely fantastic. And with me is Pippa Mickelbray to tell us a little bit more about him. Pippa, good morning.
Morning, Fee. Welcome to Winterbachstad. Yeah.
Very nice to have Talk of the Town standing here. He's still owned by Aventura and the Truter family, but he's going to be standing here and he looks an absolute picture.
Yeah, listen, I mean, physically wise, I don't think we have to discuss him much. He was a 3 million rand yearling. Actually, if you go back to the beginning, Aventura sold him on behalf of the client. And then when he came up for resale, we bought him. And obviously the plan was a racehorse. That didn't quite pan out. And we have to look at the next career. So a stallion it may be. Let's see.
Yeah, it's a pity he didn't stand up because he was the talk of the town on the race course. He had the 5 starts for I think 3 wins and 2 seconds or 2 places, but he was really going places. And it's always sad, but it's great that we've got him here because he still floats around the paddock. He's looking really fantastic this morning.
Yeah, listen, I think there are so many stallions and so many sad stories, and everybody, you know, we know how hard it is to make a stallion that doesn't have Group 1 at least race performance. In his case, we don't have Group 1 race performance, but we know that's why his name is quite special, because he was a talented racehorse. He hurt his tendon. We gave him nearly 18 months off. We moved him up to Reinke's for another venue, different track. And as soon as we put him under pressure, he went again. So there comes a choice, and I mean, it happens to many, many owners of racehorses often. I mean, there's so many. Do you geld? Do you retire? Do you show jump? But with a pedigree like he has, we had, and the specimen, and we know we've got a hard job, but I'm hoping we'll get the support when they see the horse and they see the female line.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
He has got everything. I mean, we know he's got ability. It's just a shame he didn't get to the greatest standard.
Yeah.
He's an absolute beautiful looking horse and a wonderful pedigree. Of course, he's by VAR out of Streetwise, and we know how good VAR is.
Yeah, I think obviously that from us, you know, is also the connection. There is no son of VAR stud in South Africa, and they are burly horses and they all get gelded. So, you know, we need one. This was the next one. He's not a typical VAR, actually. He's very typical of the female line. Very tall. He must be 16'1" at least. There's a lot of length, a lot of scope. And I think choosing mares to go with him will be very easy because he's going to give you scope, he's going to give you length, he's going to give you size. So these short, fat, round little mares, which we all have a dime a dozen, obviously will suit him. As far as VAR is concerned, we do believe he'll be a sire of size. He's really starting to emerge as a broodmare sire. So this is the last box he's got to tick. So let's hope this is the horse, yeah.
It's really exciting. I mean, watching him in the paddock this morning, he's so athletic. He's got such a nice floating action.
Yeah, listen, he could really run. I mean, you know, ask anybody, pick up the phone, ask Anton Marcus, he'll tell you. He was a special racehorse, and unfortunately things didn't go his way. But when you look at this horse's female line, so first of all, his dam is by Street Cry, which we all know is the sire of Winks. But you know, he's the sire, broodmare of 10 Group 1 winners already, and he's died as a young horse. In the female line of this horse, there are 10 stallions at stud. Now, I find any stallion in South Africa that has 10 stallions at stud in their immediate female line. And of course, the most famous one is Reduced Choice. So never mind Hurricane Rain, never mind all the others. This is the descendant of Reduced Choice. So we have all the sires that we need to make it as a stallion. We have VAR, who we believe in and will give us speed and precocity, that lovely word I hate to say. And we've got a good-looking horse that we know could run. So yes, we've got to have to appeal to the breeders to come and look at him, study the pedigree. I'm not going to convince anybody who doesn't want to know. They've got to come and look, and when they see the horse, they'll find a mare for him. And that's the important thing. You know, I've got to get the people to see the horse at Winterbach and look at the pedigree, take 5 minutes and study it. Ticks all the boxes bar one, and we know the other one would have been ticked, but didn't work out.
Yeah, sadly, but looking at him, he really does tick all the boxes. I mean, he's got the most beautiful jowl, beautiful eye, beautiful head. Yeah. He really is the real deal. He looks absolutely fantastic. And it's wonderful that Aventura and, of course, Ken and Jane Truter have all stayed together in owning him.
Well, you know, Ken is a pedigree buff. You know, he loves his genetics, and that was one of the things that attracted him to the horse. So he'll support the horse. We've teamed up with Hendrik Junior and Senior at Winterbach. They're our neighbours. We work well together. I think it'll be a lovely thing for them to have a nice stallion to stand here. We'll give them all the support. And whilst VAR's alive and doing his thing, you know, there's no space for him with me. But this is a great place for him to be. And they have boarding facilities, so I think it'll work as a nice symbiotic relationship between the two studs.
And just down the road from you in any case, so you can keep an eye on things.
Yeah, listen, I'm not, they must do their thing. They've done a wonderful job. He's been here a couple of months now. He's really and truly growing into his frame. And I would assume this time next next year we'll see a whole different horses again. Yeah.
Best of luck, Pip. I'm looking forward to following him.
Yeah, wonderful horse. Lovely name to work with you. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, the talk of the town. He's standing here at Winterberg as we had a good chat with Hendrik. It's lovely for him to be standing here just down the road from Aventure. It's great that Ken and Jane and Aventure is still involved with this wonderful horse. And you must come and have a look at him because he really is a smashing looking individual.
Aventure Thoroughbred Farm hit the spotlight recently when their well-bred Riverina came through with a late charge to win the Grade 1 Computer Form Sprint at Turfentine Racecourse last week Saturday. Fiona Ramsden catches up with Pippa at Aventure.
With lockdown, it's been a long time since we've been able to catch up with Pippa from Aventure, and it's lovely to have that good catch up this morning because there's been lots going on despite the lockdown. Pippa, it must have been really tough for you out on the farm, but thankfully we're getting through it.
Yeah, listen, it's the same for everybody, so let's not harp on that. We've managed to get through it. And we've all come out healthy on the other side, which is great because there's quite a good big sized team still, but looking forward to normality hopefully soon. Yeah.
Well, before we talk about the horses, firstly, which was quite depressing, was obviously the restaurant couldn't be open and there was no wine sales, but wine sales are back up and running, and are they going well?
Yeah, I think that was really hard pill to swallow, that we couldn't do wine sales and the restaurant, so we really had no form of income and we had staff to look after and bills to pay, so that's been quite a rough few weeks. But yeah, wine sales are up, and I have to commend everybody. They've come to the party. Obviously we need the alcohol in our lives because sales have been great, and we open Monday to Thursday, and you can't do a wine tasting, but you can buy. We will deliver. Restaurant, you know, they all told us last week it's going to happen, but we still wait. We still haven't been given the go ahead, but we're ready. We're getting all the rules and all our sanitation things sorted, so when they do say go, we're ready to go. Yeah, well, takeaways have done quite well actually. They're doing takeaways over the weekend. It's quite hard because the type of food we serve is not really takeaway, but I must say Father's Day on Sunday was a great success. Yeah.
And of course there's an exciting new red that's just been launched, the Baccarat.
Yes, there's an exciting times when any wine gets launched. Hard that we can't really give it the fanfare it deserves, but the wine is great. It's there to sell and to buy and to drink, so yeah, welcome, drive up the driveway.
Yeah, fantastic. And on the horse front, yeah. You've got some horses getting ready for the National Yearling Sale, which would have already happened of course, but keeping them ticking over and ready to go.
Yeah, there's 13 left to go. We leave, I think it's the 23rd or 24th of July. Listen, they're big and strong, and they're quite difficult now, you know, to manage and to look after. They should be doing some work on the racetrack, some of them, but they're in good shape. They're a nice bunch, an even bunch, one or two standouts, which is always nice as a drawing card. Silvanos and Rafifs and Vars and Oratory, so there's enough for everybody. Yeah, they're looking good. I'm quite happy with them actually. Lots of interest on the farm. I think a lot of the clients are coming to look before the sale, which they haven't been doing for many years for Nationals, because I think they think there's plenty of time there. So I'm assuming they're not going to spend a lot of time in Joburg and do most of their homework here. So we've had everyday viewings, and that's also going very well. Yeah, well received so far.
Yeah, there must have been an awful lot going on actually, where we've all been sort of standing still, because I think the last time I saw you, you hadn't even got to weaning stage, so you've done all that as well with the mares.
Weaning's all done, yeah. Or yeah, next we're about to fold our mares fee.
We sort of missed a year. And of course, stallion-wise, Oratorio and VAR still doing well, and this just must make you so proud every day.
Yeah, listen, VAR has had an exemplary 2 year now. He never lets us down, and actually he's looking amazing. You know, the leg bothers him, but we're going to try again this year and try and give him a little bit fewer more mares, see what happens, and just look after him. But he has really, I mean, he just doesn't let us down, really and truly. And, you know, with Eden Rock coming out and win the Group 2, people forget, you know, you just got to keep having those Group 1 winners because they think VAR's dead or finished, but he's definitely not.
And Oratorio also ticking over, beating home the winners.
Yeah, Oratorio's really doing well. You know, he's an interesting horse because for some unknown reason he's gone a bit cold. And on the general public's eye, but literally he's in the top 5. He's actually beating VAR. So all we've got to do, and our stud managers, it's the same for everybody. You've just got to stay focused. Send him the right mares. Keep promoting him. The results on the track will show. We have great faith in him. He's a great horse to work with. He's looking amazing. So let's see, you know, I mean, he's got nothing left to prove. Both of them have got nothing left to prove. It's actually quite nice having 2 proven stallions, you know. If you don't believe in them by now, really, you know, good luck. But we believe, and the syndicate have been strong on both horses. So great news for both stallions.
Well, thank you very much, Pippa, for having a good catch-up this morning. I'm looking forward to coming out to see the yearling draft, and we'll have a good chat about their pedigrees a bit later on in the month.
And hopefully lunch has been served by then and we can have a duck.
That'll be fantastic. Thanks very much, Pippa.
Pleasure.
Always good to catch up with Pippa. As I say, we've got to look at her yearlings a bit later on in the month, but all systems go, and looking forward to the restaurant opening again, but certainly get to Aventure for your wine purchases.
I was in my early 20s, I think, when the first Al Muftis got to the sales ring, when I was walking around there with my dad and, you know, seeing them. Obviously, the old man bought a hell of a bunch of them, you know, in his first season. So they've made a huge impression on me and the way, you know, in which I look at horses. Al Mufti stamped them through Captain Al. I mean, the Captain Als look very much like the Al Muftis. And I see exactly the same type of shape in the Captain of Alls. Obviously, we've had great success with What You Are and Captain Morgan. We've gone back and invested heavily again this season. I really think that Al Mufti legacy is shining through and through all of them, you know.
And the dispatch from the 1400 metre marker. What You Are over the last 100 metres is going on for the victory though. And What You Are won it.
And away they go in the Dingons. They got them away to a good start. Here comes Shango with a good-looking run, and Shango's picked it up in the tab bidding. Well, Dingon, Shango by 2.5. Frosted Gold, Cockney Pride, Battle of Elisa, then Eden Rock. SA Fillies Nursery, 1160 metres, and they fired away to a good enough beginning for them over here. Springs of Carmel is launching a late attack towards the outside is Sweet Sensation. It's out down the centre. Springs of Carmel's got up to beat the stable companion.
Well, that's a wrap for this week's edition of Breeding to Win. On behalf of the Breeding to Win team, I'd like to take this opportunity in thanking all the sponsors for making the show happen. From myself, Julie Alexander, until next time, good night.